The Kingdom of Yania. Once upon a time, in a quiet and dreamy land called Yania, there lived a princess named Leona, known throughout the kingdom not for her beauty or wisdom, but for her incredible laziness. Princess Leona had a golden bed that floated, enchanted curtains that closed on their own, and slippers that walked themselves to her feet. While the people of Yania worked hard, farming, building, and keeping the kingdom prosperous, Leona spent her days yawning, stretching, and napping under silk canopies in her garden. Her father, King Roland, tried every trick in the book. He offered her the finest tutors. He brought adventurers to inspire her. He even pretended to be ill once, hoping she'd take charge of the kingdom. But Leona would just blink slowly and say, "Father, can we please do this? Tomorrow." The magical clock arrives. One day, a mysterious clockmaker from the east arrived at the palace with a strange gift, a tall, golden grandfather clock with a silver moon at its top. Glowing numbers that spun backwards. The clockmaker whispered something into the king's ear, bowed, and disappeared into the forest. The clock had a plaque that read, "Only when time is lost will purpose be found." That night, as the moon shone bright, the clock chimed 13 times, louder than thunder. A gust of wind blew through the palace, and everything froze. Except for Princess Leona. The sky turned violet, the birds stopped mid-flight, and not even the petals of the roses fluttered. The princess stumbled from her bed, rubbing her eyes. What in Yania just happened? Scene 3. The Talking Owl. As she wandered through the frozen palace, a large owl wearing glasses landed on her windowsill. "Good evening, your royal sleepiness," said the owl with a sarcastic bow. "I am Professor Hootwick, your guide through this little dilemma." "Dreaming again?" "You're always dreaming," he snapped. "But this time, your kingdom has stopped, because time has run out literally. The clock of destiny has deemed you unworthy of time, and unless you prove otherwise, your people will remain frozen. Forever." Leona yawned. "Can't someone else do it? Like a knight or a wizard?" Professor Hootwick's eyes flashed. "Only the laziest can fix what laziness has broken. Your kingdom depends on you now." Scene 4. The trials begin reluctantly. Leona followed Professor Hootwick to a hidden passage behind the clock. It led to a realm beyond time called Chronora. There, she had to complete 3 trials, each designed to challenge her laziness. Trial 1. The Pool of Procrastination. Leona had to cross a giant pool of glowing green water. The catch? The longer she delayed, the wider the pool became. She sat, thinking, "Maybe I'll swim after a nap. Or a snack." The pool doubled. "Fine," she groaned, grabbed a vine, and swung across with shaking arms, barely making it. Professor Hootwick clapped with his wings. A spark of effort. Impressive. Trial 2. The Mountain of Motivation. Here she had to climb a mountain while voices of doubt echoed in her head. "You'll never change. You're not meant for hard things. Just sleep. It's easier." For the first time, something inside her stirred. She thought of her frozen father, her still people, and how she'd never once lifted a finger for them. With gritted teeth and aching muscles, Leona climbed. Each step silenced a doubt, and by the time she reached the peak, the mountain vanished behind her. Trial 3. The Clock of Choice. In the final chamber, the clock of destiny stood before her. It offered her 2 options. Option A. Go back to her old life of laziness, comfort, luxury, and never having to move a muscle. Option B. Take on a life of purpose, hard work, decisions, responsibility. Leona stood silently. Her heart thumped. "Will people still love me if I change?" she whispered. The clock ticked. "Will I fail?" The clock ticked louder. Then she thought of her frozen maid who brushed her hair every morning, the gardener who kept her roses alive, and the cook who made her favorite cakes. People who had always served her. With newfound strength, she declared, "I choose option B." Time resumes. In a flash of blinding gold, time restarted. King Roland stumbled into her chamber. "Leona, what happened?" The princess stood tall, her hair messy, her dress dusty, but her eyes full of light. "I found time, father, and I won't waste it again." Scene 6. The Princess Reborn. From that day forward, Princess Leona became a new legend, not the lazy girl in silks, but the awakened princess who understood the value of time. She studied the history of her land. She helped build schools, rode with farmers, and listened to her people's needs. Every morning, she woke up before sunrise. The people were stunned. Can it be? They'd whisper. Is she working? Even Professor Hootwick, now her royal advisor, beamed with pride. Years later, when King Roland retired, Leona became Queen Leona the Diligent, a ruler who once nearly slept through life, but woke just in time to change everything. Moral of the story: time doesn't wait for those who wait. It rewards those who wake up.